For the past 4 years, everyone's mum and their dog have been complaining about the Minecraft End Dimension, and I won't lie to you, I can see why. There's a lot of nothing here. The great thing about the Minecraft Nether update is that they made it so it's livable. You can get wood, you can get food, and overall, that has made it so it's a place you can now inhabit. But the closest thing to an end update we've had recently are these stupid big flashes in the sky, and I'm not really sure what they do. So today, I'm going to be adding a new biome to the end. Is it going to solve any of the issues I just stated? No, it probably won't. To begin the process of coding this, we need to get the biome generating, and as with a lot of things, there's two different ways to get this working, the wrong way and the right way, and we are going to do it the wrong way. If you don't really understand what's going on here, that's fine, I'll explain it properly with the code in a second, but pretty much, we're not in the end right now. Well, we're inside of the end dimension, however, the biome we're in is inside of the lush caves. Now, because of the way the end generates, it means that the top surface is still going to be endstone. In fact, all this area I can't really change, all of the islands are still going to stay the same, so I'm not going to be able to overwrite any of the proper generation. However, I can change the actual biome and the stuff that generates within it, such as the mine shafts and also the glowing vines. And I've done this using this file here, and currently I've got the biome set to lush caves. Though after some minor generation mishaps, something weird is going on here. Why is there a pillager outpost here alongside the normal end? I'm so confused. Whoa. I appear to have the end kind of going back to how it is usually, except this time, as well as having the normal end generation, we also have the lush caves generating. And what this means is that we can now swap out the lush cave biome with our own biome that I'm going to make in a second, so we can have our own biome generating inside of the end alongside all the others. And now back in the code, I've named this file the Marrows, because that's going to be the name of our end biome. And I've got this custom code here, so that way inside of the dimension file, it'll have the biome up here. Hopefully this will mean that if I go inside of the end, then my biome should now be generating somewhere. If you look up in the top left, you can see we're inside of our custom biome, except there isn't actually anything generating because I haven't added anything to it yet. So I went ahead and added a custom block to the game. It doesn't have a texture right now, but it is visible, and that's what's important. And what I'm going to do is go back through the code and make it so this block can generate on top of the biome, so that way we have a visual cue to show us where the biome is when we're flying around. I've added it to the file, so let's check if it generates. So hopefully if I fly in a direction that hasn't been loaded before, I should be able to find the biome with them generating. Look at that. Look, it's over here as well. Oh, it's all the way over here as well. There's so much of the biome. But there's our proof of it generating, which means I can start adding some more blocks and making it look a bit fancier. So the first block that I've put a texture on is for the marrow mulch. It now doesn't look like it's pink and black, and it has a different flower texture and a grass texture depending on where you place it in the world. And if we go over here, we can see how it generates in game, and it no longer looks weird, and it looks honestly pretty good for the end. I don't mind it. But there's still a couple of other blocks that I want to add so we can decorate the biome with them. And here are those blocks. We've got marrow respirator, marrow vessel, marrow shell, marrow growth, and the marrow eye. The marrow respirator block is supposed to represent the lungs of the biome. This is supposed to represent the blood vessels of the biome. This is a rock replacement, so it can be used for crafting pickaxes and furnaces and that kind of thing. And this is... I don't really know what this is, it's just kind of gross. But I think my favorite block is the marrow eye, which is a small light emitting block that if you stand on it, it'll close and stop emitting light. Over time, they'll also open and close on their own, and if I walk into them fast enough, they make a horrible, disgusting sound. Over here I have some structures that I've built up to use as reference for some of the generation I want to do. We've got a growth looking thing, like a tree ice stalk, a big horrible fleshy growth, and a weird looking cyst thing. Just what you want in your kid's game. But anyway, I can only build so much, so I think I want to get some of the stuff generating. I've made a new world so we can test out the generation. Oh, I think I see some. I didn't place those. That looks so weird. Look at that. So what we have behind me here is actually technically one of those big oak trees you see with the multiple branches coming off of it, except it's got the respirator blocks and the vessels as the trunk and also the leaves. So I made a couple of changes, and using this command I should be able to place one down to see how big they are. Oh, okay. I'm inside of it. Step back and see it. Oh, that is so sick. That's not what I meant at all. There's way too many leaves, but that... so cool. And after looking at the code again, I now have two more features I can show you. The first one is still the same tree again, except with growth blocks for the leaves this time, so it looks a bit like this. While I was at it, I also decided to copy and paste over the amethyst geodes code, and I made this thing that I call a marrow cyst, which has the growth block inside with some eyes and also a shell on the outside. And as great as this all is, I think it might be missing something. There we go, we needed some grass and flowers. I just kind of added these for fun to make the biome look a little bit better. This is the marrow reed and the growth polyp. And with those final additions, I think I'm pretty much done with the biome's generation, which means I can start working on the features that go inside of it. The first thing that I want to work on for the biome is ambience. In scary games, ambience can add a lot. That includes music, sound effects, particles, that kind of thing. But the first piece of ambience I want to concentrate on is particles. And if I press on here, this is the first particle that I've added. This particle is called the eyes and has a couple different variants. These eyes are randomly sized and do nothing but face the player and spawn around them. Only one small issue is that right now it spawns a couple too many. Let me just fix that real quick. Yeah, that's a much more acceptable rate. Now that those are popping up, it's honestly a shame that we can see so well and see off into the distance. I have a plan to improve the ambience of this biome by desaturating the player's view and also restricting the distance they can see, and I want to do this using a status effect, one that I'm hoping I can get to work a lot like darkness, or honestly even blindness. Look at the eyes, they're so scary. Inside of my hand here is the marrow hive. This is the new block that's going to create the status effect, and that's how it looks. It's got a little animated texture, got some eyeballs on it. I've also jumped ahead and made it so we can now get the marrow sickness effect. However, you can see inside of the inventory here that I have the effect. It's called Harrowed. It's got a little eyeball with the broken TV screen icon. So let's see if I can make that work, because if not, the entire mod's kind of cooked. Epic transition. Okay, I'm recording on the fly because this is not expected. It worked immediately. Holy shit, it looks so cool. Right, anyway, I'm gonna go back to it now. Right, so while testing, I've also made it so I can now constantly be in the creeper mode. I've been really trying to muck around with shaders a little bit, but there's not been much to show so far. But now when I have the sickness applied and I've got the creeper thing, then it looks like this, which is really cool, but it's not quite what I'm after. Because I kind of just want it to be in black and white, not green. I don't know how to, I'm stressing out. I got the enderman working as well, which is kind of the opposite of what I want. Good lord, so that's not very helpful. I am making great leaps and bounds in my technology. Look what I've made. I've pretty much got it to have it so it's got no saturation, but now the contrast is just really, really high. What the fuck? Never mind, scratch that. I don't know what I've done. Oh no. Wait, this is low-key closer. This is closer to what I wanted. It's a bit bright. I think the fact that it goes pure white when I look at blocks is an issue. Oh, did it! Yes, 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 yes. After many, many, many rounds of trial and error, I finally have what I think is the best effect possible. And this is how it looks. So it's kind of in a black and white with a purple tinge filter. More importantly, you can't really see where you're going at all, and it really blocks out all the sky, so you can only see the particles in the background and when you're really close to blocks. And blocks that have a strong white tone to them, when you get really close, they really light up. And considering the fact that I know nothing about shaders, I'm pretty damn happy with this. This is awesome. So now all we need to do is link up the block in front of me here with the status effect, so when you're in the area, it'll give it to you. The block should work, so if I place it down, oh, there you go, the filter is applied, and if I break it, then it removes itself. Bang, look at that. I'm actually a genius, low-key. Now if I pretend that these are generating inside of this biome by placing a couple down the ground, that'll mean that the biome will look like this from the outside. However, if we get within 16 block radius of one of these blocks, then it'll turn into this, and you'll have to find your way through. And all of this preparation ties me into the final thing that I want to add to the mod, and that is a brand new variant of enderman. And here is the enderman variant. It is called the Harrowed, and it can do the mouth thing, and it can walk. Look at it go. Hey. But yeah, anyway, let's import this model into Minecraft and see how it looks. In my hands here is the Harrowed spawn egg, and if I place it down, hopefully the entity will spawn in. Yep, there he is. Alright, sweet. As seen here, they can also just already spawn inside of the biome. There's already 2 of them. Oh, that make that 3. There's 3 of them here. Now, these blokes do act a lot like the enderman. They do randomly teleport, as you just saw then. However, they only have about a quarter of the health, and also they drop a new kind of item called an infected enderpearl. Much like their regular counterpart, the infected enderpearl will teleport you to wherever you throw it. However, instead of doing damage, it gives you the marrowed sickness, meaning that you can teleport wherever you want to without having to worry about taking damage. You just won't be able to see for a couple seconds. Another major difference between these guys and the enderman is that they're almost entirely passive. Occasionally they'll flicker open their mouth and get a little bit angry if you get too close, or if you punch them first, then they'll stay angry at you and start coming after you. You'll notice that they move a lot slower than the regular enderman, and oh fuck, there's one after me. Anyway, as I was saying, they move a lot slower than the regular enderman when they get mad, and that's because they aren't designed to attack you when they're out in the open. Also, as an added bonus, you can look them right in the face and they do not care. The reason they don't get mad at you is because the only way for them to be angry without you interacting with them first is to use the hive block. And by that, I mean that it has to be placed on the ground, which means that they'll be under the same harrowed effect as you. And if they are, they will slowly come after you, but I'm not really sure where he went, so I'm just gonna have to look out. Oh, there he is. They're completely silent right now, so it's really unnerving. Oh, look at that. So what this means for you is that to make this biome safe, you have to always right there. You have to entirely remove every single hive in the area. If you manage to remove all the hives, not only will the effect go away and make it so it's not foggy anymore, and you can see the harrowed enderman in the area will also go back to being passive, meaning that the biome will go from being really dangerous to completely safe by only breaking a couple blocks. To find the hives, you have to find structures that look like this, which are smaller versions of the other trees, except underneath their base will be a hive. Now I won't lie, it would be pretty hard to find all of them if it wasn't for one little feature that I just added, and that is that as you get closer to them, if you listen really closely, the blocks now have a heartbeat that you can follow. I should have them generating often enough that when I enter the biome, pretty much within a couple blocks, then it should engulf me inside of the fog. So let's test that out. There you go, look at that. Oh, that's so sick, it works perfectly. I can hear the heart as well, which means I can follow it to the source, which is right here. And there's the heart. Killed it. Right, well with that, I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to add to the mod. Having said that, I do want to generate an end dimension that is entirely this biome, just so I can see how hard it is to survive in. But first, I just want to say a massive thank you if you've made it this far into the video, and if you've been enjoying it, please let me know in the comments. It really, each one helps out a lot. And also, if you feel like it, you should subscribe and join the Discord and that kind of thing. Everything seriously helps me out. All of you guys' support means so much. Anyway, let's load up a dimension with only this biome so I can see what it's like. Right, I've geared myself up with a couple of things. I've got some diamond armor, some usual late game stuff, some various tools and a water bucket. So they're all about to charge me in about 3, 2, 1. Alright, we're officially inside of the first foggy area of the biome, and I'm just gonna try and clear some stuff out. There's one here. Yeah, there is. Oh, I thought those eyes were something. Problem is that the harrowed are completely silent except for when they teleport or get hit, so I'm not gonna be able to tell if there's one near me. Oh fuck, there's one right there. There's 2! Shit, fuck me. There's 3. Holy fuck, there's 3 of them! Oh my god, why did he teleport right there? There's another heart here somewhere. There. Right, so this area's been cleared out. Oh, there's one of the big geodes here. Oh, no, it's not safe over there. Obviously, the benefit to them being on the end islands is they're not usually this big, so they take a couple seconds to clear out, but this one's infinite, so, you know, I'm just gonna be able to keep walking. He's gone. He's gone. What the fuck? They keep teleporting behind me. Oh, they're fucking everywhere. Oh my god. What do I do? There's one right there. That's the edge of the end island. Okay, I probably shouldn't go off that. Am I in like a cave? What's going on here? I am. I'm inside of like a cave thing. That is not a cave. Anyways, lads, I think that's pretty well where I want to end off. As you can see, I've collected some of the marrow hives, which means you can actually add these to your area, like in your base in the overworld, and have a location that has a 16 by 16 area of the fog. So like maybe in a scary forest or something. But yeah, I want to say thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you want to test out the mod, it'll be available for free off my Ko-Fi. And if you want to use the code or look at the code or just have an experiment with it, then you can find it on my GitHub page, which will also be linked down in the description. Please subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Oh man, this is actually kind of a sick mod. Oh, he's right behind me, look at that. Bye-bye.
You can put me in the trash can, throw me on the sidewalk, drop me at the crossroads, sell me at the